hive check. I just recently created my first batch of Leone honey, so only 15 or 16 jars, so only going to family and close friends. Might not get another harvest this year because we have to keep some for the bees for the winter, but let's go make a check and let's go check on some bees. All right, hive check, July 25th, 2025. There's a lot of foraging activity, so that's a good thing. Trusty gloves. Okay, here comes the top. Start my smoker real quick so you can kind of see how I'm doing this. Put some paper in the bottom, like packing paper. I light it. There we go. Bring that down like that. You want, you can do a starter piece like this. Get that really going. And put that in there like that. So once that's going, got some cardboard. I like to use cardboard, but you can use a lot of different things like burlap if you want. I like to put cardboard in because I'm not going to be in here that long. So we put some cardboard in there. We'll be all set. Take the top off. Break through the propolis. The first thing we're going to do is look at how they're doing with the honey box. This top one is called a honey box, or a super is the technical term for it. We harvested this one, so they're just building out the comb, drawing out the comb, as they say. Don't have to worry about the queen up here. Let's go to this one. All right, nothing there. Okay, here's one where they're hard at work. It's heavier, that's how you know. Okay, that's pure honey right there. Very heavy, capped. That's capped honey. We'll leave it with them for the winter. They work hard for it and they need food for the winter. That's why they make honey. We're drawing out on this. One thing you can do is make them sugar water with real, just white grain sugar, because that is sucrose and the nectar is sucrose. So you don't have to worry about anything like that, like you're doing something wrong. But that helps them. All right, they're drawing out the comb and they're already putting honey in. All this is honey right here. So hopefully within, I haven't been out here for about 10 days, and that last time I took honey, which is how I got all those jars of Leone honey. But you really want them to start filling this up. what we tried to guard against last time, and sometimes you can keep these just slightly apart and they'll make even more honey in between, but just barely. You don't want them to make wonky comb, but you can get them to put more honey in if they've got just a little bit of room in between. So we'll do those right there. See how those work. What I really want to know though, this time, is I want to know how the big box, called the brood box, is going. That's where the queen lives. Okay, so I take that off, and under here I also have the queen excluder. So we're going to set that right over here. Okay. What are we wanting to see here? Brood, brood, brood. That answers a lot of questions. As soon as you see brood, that means the queen is laying, the hive is healthy. We just harvested 3 frames of honey out of here to give the queen more room to lay brood, to lay eggs that turn into brood. We don't want them to be using all this space down here in the brood box for honey. Obviously, we want brood. That's why they call it a brood box. Okay. They're working on this one. It'll take a little while to see if we can find the queen. By the way, the heat index is 100 degrees today. Just letting you know that. They're drawing out that comb. So that was just a black sheet of foundation. They're drawing it out. That's the white. Okay. Let's go to the next frame. Let's see what they're doing on this one here. Oh, I can already tell it's heavy. Gang, what does it mean when it's heavy? It's heavy, it means it's honey. Yep, that's honey. Honey and nectar. Nectar will turn into honey. That's honey. I don't see the queen here, which makes sense because she would be busy laying somewhere. Hopefully. Really gently put this one back. Why don't we do this? Well, they are in every single frame of this. I was going to say let's pull one out. We can't do that because there are so many bees on every single frame, which again is actually a pretty good sign, right? That means, and let's give them a little smoke here. They're getting a little salty. This smoke will calm them down. You can see them head for the hills once that happens. Right, I don't want this one to be that heavy. And it's not. That's a good sign. Hive tool makes it a little hard to get. Oh yeah. So there's brood. Okay. And on this side, there's brood. You want it to be a little closer together, actually. I'll definitely be looking to see if I can spot any queen cells. That would mean they lost a queen. She's not here. And in the past, I really didn't mind if I didn't see her, but this time I really, really like to see her. Okay. Let's go here, a little bit more smoke. Okay. Let's go to this one here. This one could be a good one. It's not quite as heavy, I don't believe, although it is still pretty heavy. Okay, good. Again, brood. It's funny, they made this big wonky one down here. And this one here could be the start of a queen cell. Which, sometimes they make one just to practice, believe it or not. They're always planning, even if you're not. So, oh man, I wish you could see this. We have, so we know we're good because right in here is a larva. So we know there's a queen in there laying, which is good, right? Let's go to this guy here. Watch out. Got a little sweat in my eye. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's good brood. What we did last time really helped. Again, I know you won't be able to see this, but if you take a look right around there, you can see larvae. It's really cool. I'm gonna pause and wipe this sweat out of my eye. And we're back to live action. I'm gonna do 2 more. Now I don't really need to see the queen because I've seen the activity we need to see. Okay? Let's go to this outside one, okay? Let's just see what's going on out here. Isn't this fun? Instantly feels heavy. And what does that mean? Generally, that means there's honey in it. Let's see if we're right. Another way you know it's a healthy hive is how crazy they're getting. All right, this is hard to do. In fact, I have a new tool for this. Believe it or not, I have a new tool. Check that out. And it's honey. A full frame of honey. Wow. Now, question is, will I harvest that? Well, it's July 25th, and I am not going to because they're going to need that and all the rest of it that they're making for the winter. So I'm going to come back and check this in about 10 days, then another 10 days, and at that point, we shall see, you know, make sure the queen's still laying, which she obviously is. Everything looks great. They filled a couple of frames with honey. That's fine with me. It used to be over 60%. 6 out of 10 frames were honey, which is not good because she needs a room to lay. What we did last time was perfect. So another great day with the first hive of many. Okay, so final steps are smoke them back down so you don't crush any, okay? This is the super with the excluder. Really gently. In fact, one thing you can do is you gently brush them off. Brush, brush, brush. See how much they like that? They love that. Hey, it's either this or die, right? So to say they're upset is the understatement of the year. Now I will be coming back. I won't put it on video, but if anyone ever wonders what these things are, I put sugar water in those. 1 part sugar to 1 part water. And again, it's sucrose. The nectar is sucrose. It's not fructose or anything else. It's the same thing that they use with the nectar. Obviously, you want them to use the nectar first. And they always will use nectar first. A bee's favorite food, is it honey? No, it's nectar. If there's a big nectar flow going on and you lay out some honey, they will fly right past that honey to get the nectar. So, but you put the sugar water in there to make sure they're healthy. This middle spot here is where you put pollen. Or in the winter, you can put a big piece of sugar, a block of sugar in there. So we are good, my friends. I'm very happy. Another great day with the bees. Okay, you gotta check this out. It's hot in the hive. So let's make sure you can see this behavior. See that? There you go. They're on the outside like that. That's called bearding. That's when it's so hot in the hive, they want to come out, sit outside to let the colony cool off. Bye.